Yes, royal family, greetings to each and everyone. Love and light energies, give thanks to life, give thanks to the source. Yeah, man, so as the reason continue about Earth's rightful rulership, we are going a bit much deeper now in the thing. So I'm going to do a first bit about Earth's rightful ruler. I'm just try to use some simple knowledge that we can all Google up and a little bit of common sense and try to show that them a little theory same way. Now I'm going to go much deeper. I'm going to go now within one of the most ancient texts there where we have on earth, which is the last book of Enki. Now we're going to start with a little Google thing, Sumerian king list. Alright, so the Sumerian king list now, them say the surviving clay tablet was dated by the scribe who wrote it in the reign of King Utuigal of Iraq, which places it around 2125 BC. So them say after kingship had descended from heaven, Eridu became the seat of kingship. Seeing? A total of 5 cities and 8 kings reigned for 241,200 years. Alright, let me give you a little overstanding about this now. The 8 kings divided in 240,000 years, the squaring it off, we would have get say 30,000 years each, which is that is not much the order way going on. Them not must get the exact amount. But we just have square it off, you have a overstanding. 30,000 years to us, to these Liberians, which we call the Anunnaki same way. Seeing? This is about between 8 to 9 years. Because what happened now, a year for them, which is a shar, is 3,600 years for us. Okay? So you do the little maths, you got kind of an idea, say, I just saw it really going to that sense there. But it look a lot to us. Now them say, after this 8 kings that reigned for 240,000 years, the flood then swept over. And after the flood had swept over, and kingship had descended from heaven again, and they might descend from heaven and go to Eridu, because Eridu was the first place where them set up as for them city when them land on earth. You understand? If you do your research, Eridu are the oldest city on earth. So this Eridu was the place where the gods them did set up for themselves. So that was when the first kingship from heaven, like a order, was sent down to them. But after the flood now, the kingship now hand over to the humans. But these humans now were not us, living 120 years as of them given or less. Seeing? Them say when the kingship descended from heaven, Kish became the seat of kingship. In Kish, a total of 23 kings reigned 24,510 years, 3 months, 3.5 days. So you see the vibes there now again. It's a shorter reigning. Each king get about like 1,000 years and brush. For them reign span. So you can see now, so these kings we are reigning at this time now, you look on the likes of like Gilgamesh, Ziris Roja, any being that is of Anunnaki blood and human and earthling, them have a different lifespan than the Anunnaki. And I think at the same Gilgamesh make them cut down with lifespan to 120 years. Because him did not try seek immortality. You understand? So even Gilgamesh now, them say his father was a nomad. Because my mother was the Anunnaki, Saying he reigned 126 years. Them say Yunagal, the son of Gilgamesh, reigned 9 years. Another brother named Labashar reigned, Yunagal, the son of Gilgamesh, reigned 30 years, And then now Labashar reigned 9 years. So you can say the time span I go down. This is when the kingship now is handed over to the earthlings. So who are the Kushites? Right? So the founders of Kish, which we call Kush, is modern Tal al-Yuhamer, which is 80 kilometers south of Bandag, were Sumerians, non-Semitic, black-headed people of an unknown origin. The occupation of their site at Kish began in the Jemdet Nasar period. Alright. I'm not going to follow up them dates and get confused. So what the Master Yasana will stand out to us is that these ones were the Sumerians, the original Sumerians, who start the writing, the this, the that, everything. And they are non-Semitic. Right? So the man no this, no mix this, no mix that, no Chinese, no Abyssinia, nothing like that. Saying? And the man say them are black-headed people, some say black-eared, but them are try to, you have to understand, this is a Google search now, you know. These people now are trying to make we feel like, say, I know we. But at the same time, they must say, of an unknown origin. Why the unknown origin come up now? These beings weren't originated from over in Eridu, over in Iraq. The genetics came from over in the Abzu, over in Africa. The Abzu was in South Africa, to be exact. So the genetics was taken from South Africa, which is the Homo erectus, and carried to their lab in Eridu. You understand? Where the happenings go on now. You see me I deal with? Where the lab experiment go on until them get this Homo sapien vibration up and running. So everything starting at Eridu. When the kingship was handed down after the flood, because I tell you now there was another flood now, and I tell you the raining and all of that go. When the kingship was handed down to these ones now, them select a site in the same Eridu era. I think them call what their king at the time. So them set up an area which was at the time the south. See? And them whole after the region, then them call over there so Kish. And them call the people them Kushites. So even that word Kishi, but them they give the people them the name that Ki, K-I means earth. So them are trying to show us that these are earth's original. When you say Kushites or Kushites, you want to say them say family. But as well I say, the genetics is not from over Eridu in Iraq, Sumerians. It's from Africa. So that is why they are black-headed people. Now, following that vibration now, we have to go forward now, way back. And according to the last book of Enki, it will go work from now and get more confirmation upon this, see? But we'll do a little more Google reading first from some brilliant guys and how them see this whole thing. Now, as you know, the little Bible story go in Genesis 10, and the sons of Ham, Cush, which are Kish, and Mizraim, and Put, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba, and Avila, and Sabat, and Rama, and Septakat, I really don't want to say. And the sons of Rama, and Sheba, and Dendan. And Cush begat Nimrod, and Nimrod begin to be a mighty one in the earth. See? So the same Sumerians them, just as when you do your research about Sumerians and them tell you say, this is where the whole writing and everything start. You know? So the Sumerians call themselves the black-headed people, and they must have been only one of the many Nilotic Kushite colonies established in early Asia. In addition to the biblical reference to Nimrod as the son of Cush, the mighty hunter has been identified with Osiris of the Nile Valley. Diodorus Siculus of Sicily, in a section of his work devoted to Cush, reported that Osiris was the leader of the Kushite colony that settled in Egypt. The distinguished 19th century British antiquarian and Egyptologist Gerald Macy concurs with Diodorus, saying, adding that in Kush, the black race of the Ethiopic center was the primeval parentage. You see that, family? Me can't even stop from here, so. Cause I some great guys now, me I use for them reference now, you know. The name was continued by Cush in Egypt. Cush, Mizraim, Phut, and Canaan, spelled with a K, represent the 4 branches in 4 different directions. And Nimrod is a typical leader into Samaria. Nimrod, the son of Cush, of the black race. Now the Greeks and the Romans called the Kushites Ethiopians, and were at least somewhat cognizant of their vast domains. Early observers such as Euphorus expressly stated that the Ethiopians occupied all the southern coast of both Asia and Africa. Homer described the Ethiopians as divided and dwelling at the ends of earth, towards the setting and rising of the sun. You understand, family? Them say the Greeks designated the whole southern countries towards the ocean on the coast of both Asia and Africa as Ethiopia. You see that? Okay. So the same over there, so we are talking, you know. Kushites place, you know, over Eridu we are talking, you know. According to John D. Baldwin, author of the Prehistoric Nations, and one of the leading exponents of the early diffusion of Ethiopians or Kushites, it is now admitted that a people of the Kushite or Ethiopian race sometimes call themselves the Hamites. You see it, Ham descendants, were the first civilizers and builders throughout Western Asia, and they are traced by the remains of their language, their architecture, and the influence of their civilization on both shores of the Mediterranean, in Eastern Africa and the Nile Valley, in Hindustan and in the islands of the Indian Seas. You see this now, we come up now. This have to just show you, say, why the Kushites family are really Earth's rightful ruler. I'm still I go deeper for show you why the people have it like that. Because it can't go no other way. Because everything what them do and research, them say, I just read there. I do the thing. Kushite subjects, them say next, brethren, Kushite subjects now settled in Babylonian as overlords of Mesopotamia. See that? And introduced there what the world has since come to know as Babylonian civilization. It should be noted that the migration of which Cox write was simply a reinforcement by Kushites of earlier blacks. See? Now, but let's try to show you from this, I just the Kushites all over. Now I'm going to the ancient vibration now, which is in the last book of Enki now, to show you how these Kushites come by. I'm going to do a bit of reading, but I can't read everything, so I'm going to just try to pick out some important points to read. See? As we continue. So for the essence of time, you see, family, it's like what happened now was that after thousands of years, them there do them thing, because them coming over 445,000 years ago. And it's like, for the first 200,000 they were doing them own thing, till them say them need help. Because they that never, to them not originate from here, the whole atmosphere and agree with them, just put it so for short. Because the time span and everything changed with them. So the workers who were the giggies now were complaining. And it even caused a revolt. And when it calmed down, them come to a solution and say, them are going to create some helpers. Now, this is what now, a little reason now we are going with them now. See? They must say, let us create a Lulu, a primitive worker, the hardship work to take over. Let the being, the toil of the Anunnaki carry on his back. See? Them say now, thereby a Lulu, a primitive worker, shall be created. So did Enki to them say, let us hereby a decision make, blessing to my plan give, to create a primitive worker by the mark of our essence to fashion him. See? So I try to say no. So what they must say go on now, you see fam, they must say in the Abzu, this is what Enki tell them now. Enki say in the Abzu, which are in Africa, South Africa, there roams a wild being akin to the Anunnaki. By augmenting its life essence with that of the Anunnaki, it can be upgraded to an intelligent, primitive worker. You see that? So we have to understand that that's how it starts from now. Now what happens is that when them they create these first ones now, they were called the Lulus, which modern time people call them Crow-Monger man. So these were the upgrade from the Anunnaki, upgrade by the Anunnaki of the Homo erectus to the first stage of upgrade, which was a Lulu. So what you see His Majesty now have this puppy, and that's what the Western world has said, it confused them to say this puppy is a male puppy and have a female name, because them claim this Lulu is a female name. But the king has showed them, say him know what go on. It's just simple like that. Now you see the Lulu now, them never much, them they just a bit more sensible than the Homo erectus. Them could have take orders and do all of that, but them couldn't fully, they never fully sensible like us right now. Plus, them couldn't procreate, so them did always have to clone them. Why in the Bible we get the Adam and Eve story where Adam is born before Eve? Is right here, so it happened because they needed male workforce. Now after a while when them plan now, when Lord Enki plan say, instead of we are clone them every minute, we're gonna make them can procreate. So them create Tiamat, which is a female earthling. So them use the genetics where them say take out ribs out of Adam. And just the genetics where them take out time ribs, which I'm in spinal vibration same way, for help create Tiamat with a little bit more, a little bit more, adding a little more flavor and other thing. Because now my plan to make she a bit more hybrid. So them say the earthlings being hybrids, mate but do not procreate. So when them upgrade them now to Homo sapien now, they must say boy them a mate, but them not procreate. So them say Ningizida adds two essence, branches to their life tree. Discovering the unapproved ongoings, and he'll expel the earthlings. This is when them say no, God run them out of the Garden of Eden. But what did happen now? Lord Enki now they carry them over in the Abzu forward. Because Trim say, boy, make them go on over the Abzu go work, or over them for go work. So any leader say, But Lord Enki never put them to work same time. Him carry them, go breed them up more, go work on them more, and bring this type we have more sense. Then what happened now, and we're going to read, again from the last book of Enki, saying, so return to Abzu, Adamu, and Tiamat bear children, saying, earthlings proliferate, working in mines and as servants. Right? Enki encounters and mates with two earthling females. One bears a son, Adapa, and the other a daughter, Titi. Keeping this his parenting a secret, Enki raising them as foundlings, meaning raise them as regular, Them don't know, so them I wanna know is not Homo sapiens. Like how we just talk about Adamo and Tiamat. Seeing? Where we get the Adam story from. These ones now are the Adapites now are coming into existence. So the Adapites now is when Lord Enki, this is not no lab thing I'm going on now. The Lord Enki make sure say him have an encounter and mate with the two earthling females. Not at the same time, And then one bring a daughter, one bring a son. Titi, as we know, is what we call breast in Jamaica. And in another African countries too. That are the female one. And Adapa knows the male. So now, Adapa now become very bright because even according to them same one, saying Adapa's wide understanding amazes the Nibiru savants. On Anu's order, which allowed Anu Enki's father and Enil's father, saying Adapa is brought to Nibiru, an Earthling's first ever space journey. So Neil Armstrong and all of them are joke them and make black man and first man to travel after this. Enki reveals Adapa's parenting truth to Anu. So it's only Lord Anu him tell which I'm father say, Adapa a fiend pitney. Right? Adapa is sent back to start farming and sheeping and shepherding. So Lord Anu the bless him with seeds and some sheep vibration, saying, Enil and Enki create crop seeds and sheep line. Ninurta, which is Enil's son, teaches Cain crop cultivation. Or you can say Enil's stepson, but just call him son. Marduk, which is Enki's son now, teaches Abiel shepherding and wool making. Fighting over water, Cain strikes and kills Abiel. Cain is tried for murder, sentenced to exile. Adapa and Titi have other offsprings who intermarry. On his deathbed, Adapa blessed his son Sati as his heir. And we'll get to that because we'll forget the overstand and everything, and we'll get to the whole Cain thing same way. So remember what them say? Cain is sentenced to exile. We're going on the vibes now. So now, let us do a bit of reading again, last book of Enki. Indeed, let Cain's life be spared. Let him be banished to the ends of the earth. Marduk said, changing from anger to laughter. In Eridu, Enki pronounced judgment upon Cain. Cain must depart eastward to a land of wandering for his evil deed, that his life must be spared. He and his generation shall be distinguished. Listen now. The life essence of Cain was altered by Ningizida. Now, I tell you, Ningizida, they put in the two life essence and make them can procreate. Him same one build the pyramid, says a little bright virgin, you know. The life essence of Cain was altered by Ningizida, that his face should not grow a beard. Ningizida changed Cain's life essence. Cain departed from Eden with his sister Awan as a spouse. He set his course to the land of wandering. Now, when them send him off now, you know, he never just go alone because remember him come from the Adapites royal family, you know. So that is why them even spare him, but them say they want to change up in vibration that his generation be distinguished. So them say them want a different race over that side of the world and other side. It just happen that way, so we just work with it. So this is where we get the Indians them now. What we call the Apache them when they have no beard and them face. The Mayans and all these ones. Saying? Now when him left, as we see him go with him sister A1 as a spouse. Now what we call sister different from them vibes as sister, you know, we have to understand that, you know. And him go with workers as well, and all of that. Ninurta carry him over there in a spaceship and I walk a robot. And Ninurta did even over there at time with him, help him set up shop, foundation, all of that. And did that teach him a few little things, you know. But a Ningizida really gonna give them the top knowledge after a while and we'll get to all of that. But me just try to show you them little vibration and all this. I have to show you so now this is a different race of ones who come from the Kushites. Plus we have the Igigis them where they come down and deceive earthlings. Seeing? And then at the Cedar Valley area there, I do feed them thing and I raise feed them family same way. Says another set of people that again. Seeing? Now listen apart here. So this I say now, Ninurta betook himself in his bird of heaven. He flew to the land of wandering. He roamed over the lands in search for Cain from the skies. When he found him, he brought him to Adapa like on eagle's wings. When Adapa was informed of his son's arrival, he said, let Cain and Sati come before me. So Sati was the other youth that were born after the whole Cain and Abiel vibration. Saying, the two came before their father, Cain the firstborn on the right, Sati on the left. Adapa's eyesight having failed, he touched his son's face for recognition. And the face of Cain on the right was beardless. So you see that? The face of Sati on the left was with beard. Adapa put his right hand on Sati's head, the one on the left, and he blessed him and said, the earth shall be filled with your seed, and your seed as a tree with 3 branches shall mankind survive a great calamity. And he put his left hand on the head of Canaan. And he put his left hand on the head of Cain, on his right hand, and said to him, you are deprived of your birthright for your sin, but 7 nations shall come from your seed. Note the 7 nations. They shall thrive in a realm set apart. They shall inhabit distant lands. You know, I said, through you kill your brother and all of that. This whole inheritance, the Adapites inheritance, the Kushites flag, with a pass down, it now go to you. Rulership, in any case, I forgot to Sati, because him have on the beard. The original African. You see that, family? As we continue again. So you see all this we are going to see, family. We just reach at the synopsis of the 10th tablet. It's like the flood not come yet, you know. The kingship still not hand over, you know. And as I tell you, say, you have a time when them even tell you, say, oh, the Adapites serves as royalty. You see me I deal with? Mankind proliferates. The Adapa lines serve as royalty. Marduk espouses an earthling female. Seeing? This is a synopsis of the 9th tablet. Let's go through quick. Now them say, Enki begets a human son, zero soldier. That's important. Because we come on to the flood. Seeing? Signs increase of oncoming calamitous deluge that are gone. Most Anunnaki begin to depart back to Nibiru. Some plan to stay. This is the most important part, because I'm sure it's Enlil no love way. Enlil enforces a plan to let mankind perish. Enki and Ninma start to preserve Earth's seeds of life, and the remaining Anunnaki prepare for the day of the deluge. So you see that again. Enlil now through him I run off the place, you know, because him get the control left to monitor the thing, see? Him now come up with this plan, him and him son them voting to say yes. And the Lord Enki alone now correspond with them. So that's why now the Zero Soldier story coming now when Lord Enki now go to Zero Soldier and give him the warning about the flood. So today at 10 now, the mystery emissary appears to Enki in a dream vision. Enki is told to save mankind through his son Zero Soldier. Enki directs Zero to build a submarine. A navigator comes aboard bringing earth seeds of life. So it's not as though we have it in the Bible say 2 dinosaurs, 2 camel, 2 whale in an aquarium, 2 goldfish, 2 crocodile. No, and I say it go. And genetics. Them bring on smaller animals as food kind. That is all that happen. Nibiru approaches, causes the white land ice sheet to slip. And the same thing are going right now in the earth. That's why I see the Antarctica melt, that them a talk about, right? The resulting tidal wave engulfs the earth with water. You see a flood come from there. The remaining Anunnaki bewail the calamity from Earth orbit. Them did in a spaceship, because when this thing start now, them take off in them spaceship, and they up there now above, and I watch what I go and say, I see them a bewail, them a cry, because them a say, boy, everything with them create, all the earthlings with them love so much. Some of them at least a cry. The waters recedes reached at both western Mount Salvation, descending in a whirlwind, which are them spaceship. Enlil discovers Enki's duplicity. So now, after the storm, 2 of them take off in a spaceship, so them go survey the land. When they look, them see smoke, them say, wait, I want to go on over there. So when them go over there, the Zero Soldier and him family, plus other people, plus one of Enki other son same way. So Enlil go on away, say, yo, we never say everybody for dead. The boy say, yeah, but am my son this? And me get a vision, say me for make him save. You see me I deal with. So that calm down there, so now. Because them say Enki convinces Enlil was district, it was destined by the creator of all. You see, the creator of all to these Anunnaki, overlords, is universal energy and consciousness. This is not a person, them say. As for them, God will create them. Right? So in a creation chamber now, there crops and cattle are fashioned. Abundant gold is discovered in the land beyond the seas, telling the Americas now. New space facilities are established in the olden lands, and they include 2 artificial mounds and a lion-shaped carving. This is where we get the Giza pyramid and the Sphinx, right? Why the Sphinx now is that it has shown the age of Leo was the time when these things were created. And the Sphinx now faced the Adon Ningizida because he was the one that created these things. Alright? So we have the flood now, and flood happen, and we have build forward earth now. So this is why you even have what them say, you have older sites in Nubia than the Giza pyramid, because remember say after the flood, creation start back, them build up back houses and things. See? But when them needed the pyramid now, that was the time when it needed. It's like you need a light post here, sir, and you don't have none. And them say, boy, we're going to need one light post here, sir, you know. But we have to go build one mount for put the light post on, just for argument's sake. And so make the pyramid create. They did need something at that specific point, but no mountain wasn't there, so the pyramid is an artificial mount. Now, after the flood, and the whole animal thing when the seas them start vibes up forward again in a creation chamber, them divided up Shem and Japhet with Enil and Enki's sons. But what happened now was that Enil 2 sons took Shem and Japhet. So the Enilites and take Shem and Japhet and say I'm going to teach them farming, beer making and wine making and all of that, and fruit planting, see? And one I deal with crop. While the Motse, which are Enki's son, take forward now the great Ham and bring him back in Africa now, in a Nubia there now, and start teaching shepherding. So now what happened now is that Shem and Japhet now go start get mixed out, because any have a little ulterior motive, you know. We have to remember say, now care where you see them cool long and be friends, you know, them still have them little war, you know. A fight for dominion of earth, you know. Enil wants us to be like robots so them can turn and switch and control it. Lord Enki wants us to have free will and live a righteous, conscious life and evolve spiritually. And can become like even them. So it Enil no like. So you have to remember now that little vibes there. So when Enil even take Shem and Japhet, him done plan say, alright, I'm going to create some Acadians now, and I'm going to create some Indians now for down in India, Indus Valley, where they granted to Ainan and film granddaughter same way. So we get all these Acadians and Assyrians and all these other races now will come in after. See? Now them they divide the place in 3 regions, 4 as what them say. The first region was in Eridu, because this is the first place for them land. The second region now was over in Africa, the land along the Narrows, seeing which are the River Nile region, that's how we attack. Seeing? And then now, the third region was Indus Valley. We start in Pakistan. And then the 4th region is in Israel. Seeing? And that was given to Ninurshag. But this is not just the space port and space facilities, you know, rocket ship and all of them things there. Wasn't for no human inhabitant, not them way, the earthlings. So Ainana run off Indus Valley, Lord Enki and Fim sons them run off Africa, which are the foundation with the beings them. Plus we have the whole heap of gold same way. It will do just the settlement, you know. Yeah, just a settlement. When them the first set up, when them just come on earth. And the Lord Enki didn't even set it up. And Enil come after and come get it. But me talk about that in other stories. So I try to show you now, say, Ham now remain with us in Africa and start, you know, proliferate now as them would have said. With Fim ancient Nubian queen and I keep Fim thing, that's why him begat Kush. And them decide which are the origin again now. And then decide to watch her. That's how I call the people, you know. Them call them Hamites or Kushites. It's a me did family. Now when after the flood now, as we did read earlier on, and them say kingship now was handed down. Because during all this time now, kingship did belongs to the gods them, so to speak, Them did a run off the thing, Seeing? But after when Lord Enki came now and left, him said, look here, earth is not ours. Seeing? So me no wanna come here come go on like say we are make up no nest here, so we should just educate these people, right? And make them run them own show. It's a me I deal with. Alright, we're gonna do a little reading now. This is when Lord Anu, and him family them a whole a reason, them a show them say, watch out. Just teach them people of the thing, man, and make them go and do them own thing. We not come go like we want to take over and be gods over them or nothing like that. See? So them say the great Anunnaki decided to create civilized regions, then to provide knowledge to mankind, establish cities of man, create therein sacred precincts, abodes for the Anunnaki, establish kingship on earth as on Nibiru, give crown and scepter to a chosen man, like how Haile Selassie they get it. You see me I say? Convey by him the word of Anunnaki to the people. Alright? Establish a priesthood in the sacred precincts to serve the Anunnaki as lofty lords, to teach secret knowledge and convoy civilization to mankind. That is what Lord Enki tell them to do. So you see them mention about give crown and scepter to a chosen man. That is why you see His Majesty get the triple crown and the scepter in him hand and all these other things them get and his coronation, vibration. See? So that's how now the thing start from now, from when them decide, say, okay, these people can run them own show, and we will give it unto them. See? Him say, teach them laws and justice and righteousness, then depart and leave. So Anu gave fatherly instructions to his children. Then him chip out upon them. So them say start going now. Them say to commemorate Lord Anu's visit, a new count of passage of time was introduced to count what transpired on earth by earth years, not by Nibiru shars. So this is when the whole thing a come to an end now. For them rulership, 240,000 these kings, it a come to an end. The kingship a go hand over. Right? The count of years began in the age of the bull, which is dedicated to Enlil. When the leaders returned to Eden, the first place of civilized region, the Anunnaki taught the earthlings how to make brick from mud to build cities with them. But where cities of the Anunnaki had once stood alone, cities for both them and earthlings now arose therein in the new cities. So when them used to have we over one side and them over one side and them a be overlord over we, Lord I know say no, that's how it go. Teach them the thing and make them run off them own thing, man. In the first region, in the land of Eden, in the cities with precincts, the earthlings were taught handiworks and crafts by their Anunnaki lords. Before long, the fields were irrigated, riverboats soon sailed on canals. Sheepfolds and granaries were overflowing. Prosperity filled the land. Listen, the first region was called Ki Ingi, land of the lofty watchers. Then it was decided to let the black-headed people possess it as a city of their own. It was then called Kishi, a scepter city. Rulership. The kingship of man began in Kishi. There, they implanted the heavenly bright object in consecrated soil. Ninurta was appointed its first king. His royal title was a mighty man. To make it a center for civilized mankind, he journeyed to Eridu to obtain the ME tablets that hold the divine formulas for kingship. Seeing? So I'm going to check Lord Enki now for the MEs them, seeing? And Lord Enki give him certain things them forget to go develop these people. Because Lord Enki knows say a few people, even though him a rule them, because Ninurta, a Lord Enlil youth as you know. So the kingship began right over there now, the same region, first region. In Kishi, the black-headed people were taught to calculate with numbers. The Saba taught them heavenly writing. Then Kashi showed them heavenly beer making. In Kishi, which are the same Kush, guided by an inerta, clean work and smithing proliferated. The first wheel wagons harnessed to mill asses were craftily fashioned in Kush. Laws of justice and righteous behavior were promulgated in Kishi, which are the same Kush. It was in Kish that the people composed hymns to praise Ninurta. Know what this sound like now, family? This is the same Sumerians that we are talking about. Where if you go Google right now, them say them start. All of these things I'm just read out here. So you see it, family? What happened now was that, you see, after the flood and mankind start develop forward, you have to remember now, as I tell you, you have the Indian them, the Mayans them, Cain descendants, see? You have, remember say, Shem and Japheth gonna get mixed out, you know. We have our next set of generation out of them then now, plus we have the Igigites. But what them say, out of all these ones now we exist on earth now, it have to go to the Kushites, because of the Kushites, all of Uno come from. You see it go from me, that's it. You see it? Even though the kingship did hand it over and pass on, you know, because what did happen? Lord Enil, you don't know him at work, him and him family them. So him and I and a company a plan for go trick Lord Enki and get some MEs. Seeing? And when they go to court now, because one time Lord Enki hold on pan her and said she will bring in the MEs them, and she said she not like she hide them off. Seeing? So Lord Enil come over there and say, what go on now? So she showed them what them attack what go on. So Lord Enil say, you thief them from him or him give you them willingly. And she say, I willingly him give them. So him ask Lord Enki, you give her them willingly or she thief them from you? Trick the general, you know. So the general say, me give her them willingly, but me not give her them protect. Him say, alright, that's what we want here. Therefore make she stay with them. Saying, after the kingship done here, so in a Kish, it will go over to Ur. Because she did get a place named Yoningi, you know, from Lord Anu when he come and leave. As spaceship she get, you know. So even as a little granddaughter, she's a little teenager to the Anunnaki them, you know. She should even have bright up herself and not get no region for herself, you know. And others did the way do more work, you know. But through Lord Anu, like her off and appoint her, and through Lord Enil, a work Sykes. Because you're going to make you see Lord Enil have certain talk. You see, Lord Anu's wife, Enil mother, Enki's mother, is like an outside vibration, or probably like him first wife, you know. But through that, no make you see Lord Enil get certain talk. Or even when the Lord Enki set up, he will do, you know. And him come first, you know. And the Enil come after. But through the modeling, mommy say, yo, you have to big up the youth, you know. And him get appointed. But daddy still not left out Enki. Him say, watch ya. Me I give you control over Africa, where all of the resources and the people and everything come from. So you automatically will be the ruler of the earth. Lord Enil just responsible for the little work mission where we depend right now. I saw him end up get checked, you know. You see me I say family, so we have to just see the things, say, yes, everything start from as them I say. So when it come down to the line and when them hand it over to us now, these are the other parts now, you know. But are black people. So them say when that they go on the kingship now, when it finish with the period of time now, and it hand over, because them work off a celestial time, and that's how me tell there, you know. And it hand over to Aina and she now, saying, she da run off, you know, as I say, Lord, I need to give her that place there. And when she take over, be a war start over there, so, and she big up Sargon, you know, she and Lord Enil, you know. But Lord of course, you know, and I try to show one different face, you know. But King of Kush, man not King of no Kush. Him one of them, him the Acadians them. When Ishtar are for them gods, you know, the same Ainana, you know, the Acadians them call she Ishtar, you know. And we run on a nice name that, you know. So if you see, and a beer war she a deal with, beer war. So one of the time I used to burn out Marduk, you know. But when I realize, when I see Lord Enki, they give him some enemies. But kind of realize, say, Lord Enki need a warrior, you know. Because to the fight we are going with any lights, you have to have a warrior like Marduk to stand up. Because even at one time, he must show Marduk, say, boy, to what him do with the upgrade, is like, he must go face certain vibrations. So probably he must say, boy, certain things probably are going to happen, you know. So, you have to take over the thing. So Marduk is not really all that bad, but I just through the environment, as I would have said. Because I tell you, Fim grandson same way was Osiris and Set. At the same Marduk start the pharaonic vibration when it was Kemet and Nubia, up and lower. And when them little coat they come take over, them talk about Egypt. And I put on things like a them and now fear around and this. That's how the biblical story come in now when them say, let my people go. So it now make people hate all fears now, because them feel that all fears are evil, you know. Especially the Christian world, you know, the church call them, you know. But through them not try for research and find out things. So in reality, family, so them say now, after the vibration go round and go round, it come forward. Them say the second time now when the kingship was handed over to the Kushites, saying, was when they were in forward now in Africa. So the first time when them get it, you know, was when them over in Eridu, you know. You see, second time, I was in them over Africa now. So as I tell you, the whole of River Nile, that's at the head office, at the capital. Saying, Marduk are run off the thing now. But even before that, before Marduk time they come in for him serve, it's like, them must say, boy, the whole of them come to agreement, say, most of these equipments are there right now. We can't allow them for there because to Marduk are gone. You see me I deal with. So the any lights them no plan say we're gonna destroy the whole place. And as all them check it, you know. When you read the last book of Enki, them say this happened about, like them say about 4,000 years ago. They might talk about the cloud, the nuclear cloud that kill half the people. So it all lead up to now. You see when them say them are go mash down the place now. And the same lad Enel again, you know. Go unleash something with them call the weapons of terror, you know, and give the man them for go bust it, you know. After Lord Enki swear, say him alone know where it hide, you know. Lord Enel know where it there. You see me a deal with, and go inform and tell him. So you know say, when Lord Enel now, say me go boom up the place now, because them now left all these equipment with Lord with Marduk, or for him time for coming and him a hot skull. Him and him any lights them man start bomb up the place, man. When them done bomb up the place, you don't know what start happen. The same gas, nuclear gas start blow across. And it now kill off a whole heap of people. Not much region. See? So remember now, you know, Taurus, the bull signed it up. And that's what they are attacking, you know. Taurus up just what they are, you know. After Taurus, then Aries, which are Marduk sign. So even though they mash up the place and give Marduk, him still do that whole half and do a thing. But him still a get fight from outside force. You don't know what happened 2,000 years after that now. Because the kingship not really take 2,100 years as how the celestial timing going on. A two different vibration that, you know. You see the celestial timing come around now with Pisces. Guess who run Pisces? No, I know, no, man. So that's how you see the whole suppression with Africa and the indigenous people, because she not like we neither. She not like Marduk worse. Because Marduk caused the moves if he dead. And as she know I preach resurrection. And Marduk know I preach afterlife. You see it, family? Because if you go do your research right now, the same Ishtar, she responds to the Piscean age. So fear rulership. And she had the mother Jezebel. I'm going to do a different video about she. So that's their set reach right now, family. It starts from as how I show the them. I mention the Kushites them first, the little global thing, Sumerian king list, give them a overstanding. I come right now and go on a few lines where I feel important out of the last book of Enki. To give a point and show a vibes. And I try to show them say are the same other parts them, which are the more brilliant of the Homo sapien or the Cro-Monger man. Them actually they in line with the Anunnaki them. That's as I say, they marvel the Anunnaki savants them. Lord I know say no, man, I want to see this a boy and myself to give him all a test. Question him certain things. Because so them a test him and I say him brilliant, you know. But them don't know say, and go Lord, I know get to find out. So the same adapter now, him and Titi now, number 2 hybrid them know. Them create now that hybrid lineage you know what we call the Adapites. And even before the kingship was handed down to them, they were the one that were the like the supervisors then. And then it passed on from there till when them say after the flood and the kingship handed over. Them say watch ya, at the same other parts we are handed down to, you know. But even before that, you know, at one time, you know, when Lord Enki did have, remember him run them out of Eden, you know. And so them figure work, you know, but Lord Enki did have them procreate and teach them things and all of that. Him and him sons them, saying, you know, so one little spy fly him little spaceship and spot the vibes while go on. And run go back go tell Lord Enel say, you don't know say Lord Enki have the other parts them instead of them in a field, them over there in a house at work. And I do this and that. Them time it's over Enel place. Him have the other parts yet, you know, just be a Cro-Monger man and Homo sapien him have, you know. See? So the Anunnaki them did have to do the works them. So they must say Enel plan with him Enel lights, so we're gonna take away some of them hybrid other parts there. So even some make some of them even end up over film side, you know. But Lord Enki still shake him up. Lord Enki saying, you think you'll have them? We're going to appoint the kingship and bring the whole of them back together in a one region. And so make the Kishi thing come in. And then when the next time, when the kingship was handed over again to the Kushites, and over in Africa. So the same Kushites family, the same other parts of the same Kushites, and the same Sumerian them. Because when you read who are the Sumerians, you see match up with when we read about the other parts. And them are the same Nubians. See? We get the great Rastafari. We get the great Memnon or Nemnon, something like so. If we do a video about him, still we'll do some more research. So the same Sumerians are the same Nubians, are the same Kush, and are the same Ethiopia. So you see it come right forward to what I say. Ethiopia, the line, the vibration after because the whole of Africa was called Ethiopia, according to the Greeks. The whole of Africa was known as Kush. You understand me I deal with? The whole of Africa. Can remember the Kushites place family? So the whole of it was known as Kush. But what happened as colonization happened, as time go by, with Ainan and Fiar crew, you find say the mongo get for retain that little era then in Ethiopia. So them keep the ancient name, them keep the ancient knowledge, the oldest Bible, all of these things. So there must be some reason why this remain untouched by the colonizers. You know, there's a realms of power where manifest this. So. And it's not according to what Christians say, because Christians don't respect Ethiopia. So you can't say your Christianity or your God where you are serve a cause that for happen. Christianity first started in a place named Armenia, which I now see in Iraq era already. Back over in this, so the origin place in a Erido era gone back. Armenia was the first place with Christianity. I mean, no, say I never know white man. Then Ethiopia was the second place. Go do your research. Then the crazy blood clot Romans them take it over and see the result of it then. Be a confusion and lies, you know. So as always, family research is important. The video is over a week, I try to get it complete. I just hope I hit this trip, you know. So we give thanks as usual. And as I say, I always emphasize on research, you know. I just my little theory here where it's not the gospel. So give thanks, love and light, Rastafari.